Welcome laddies, we're back, and today is quite a rare occasion for us on the King Kong Reviews, because I'm reviewing a movie that isn't even finished. By God, I have a bad sense of patience. So today, let's dive into a fan film that was just released this year with Lewix Productions' adaptation of King Kong. So the movie opens with its logo with silver bells? Weird, I didn't expect this to be a King Kong Christmas special. Better hope to Christ Kong doesn't celebrate Life Day.
That's it, I'm turning back.
Anyway, we open up to Google Images circa 2013 as we see... You know, at least in my version I made the effort to make the ship look a lot bigger. But why make a miniature version of the ship we shot on?
They're stealing our ship! Bloody pirates!
So we enter the SS sound mixing stage as Carl Denham and the captain rehearse their lines. I'm not even kidding, look at their eyeliner delivery!
You can trust me to get through a blow, I hope.
Don't get sour, Skipper. But you know what it means to hit the tropical rainy seasons before making an outdoor picture. Months wasted, money gone, and nothing to show for it.
I mean, that's like if I didn't pay attention to you guys and instead focused my sight on a computer monitor reading out my rant. That'd just be weird.
What do you think? Driscoll dialogue's got some flow now, huh?
Not to mention, this is the second film I've sat through in a row that lifts all of its dialogue from the original. Seriously, I could just lip sync it at this point.
You know I'm square.
Everybody knows you're square, Denham, but you've got a reputation for recklessness that cannot be glossed over.
If you think I'm going to give up just because you can't find a girl with a backbone, I'm going to make the greatest movie in the world. Something that's never been seen or dreamed of before.
Alright, let's stop doodling around and get to the story. So Denham decides to look around for an actress for his movie. Let me guess, he finds a girl trying to steal an apple from a stand.
Let me go! Let me go!
Come on, just
Let me go! Let me go! Get off me!
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Huh. That is actually a really good way to integrate the original film's concept into modern times. Props. So Denham takes the girl along as they cast off from the harbor.
Theodore. He's a tugboat and a friendly tugboat too.
You need me, Skipper?
So, Carl, do you know where we're going? Because I don't know where we're going, and the whole crew wants to know.
Nobody even knows what Jack Driscoll is. I mean, for God's sakes, the first scene we see him is on the island. You sure he's not one of the natives?
I'm not sure.
So they arrive on Blue Screen Island as Denham does some screen tests with Anne on the beach.
Camera?
Walker.
That's right, Ann. Scream. Scream for your life.
Motherfucker, stop stealing my movie!
Cut.
Okay, never mind, that was a nice addition. So it seems the village is all but abandoned as the crew find the wall and... Oh, for God's sakes! There's so much ripped off from my movie I could sue their asses like Universal did with Paramount back in '75.
Sue me.
Well, faster before calling up my lawyer, King Kong finally shows up in all his claymation form as he kidnaps Anne and takes off into the rainy fall jungle as the crew pursues, only to come across...
Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Weird. I'm surprised I didn't make that joke before. After shooting the damn thing in the head, making it spike, the crew come across a flowing river and decide to cross by building an off-screen raft. Oh, come on! I mean, I can appreciate you guys finding a river, but you couldn't at least move the camera to make it look like they were sailing on a raft offshore? I mean, as much as Storm Studios just filmed that scene with the actors in the forest, they at least had the courtesy to track the goddamn camera.
I'm sorry.
What the hell is that? I think it's a dinosaur.
I think it was a dinosaur.
Oh, what do you know, it was a dinosaur. So the crew run out of the swamp and are pursued by more dinosaurs, only to come across Kong on the iconic log bridge. But as giant insects devour the crew, Kong fights off a Tyrannosaurus to save Anne. And judging by that cue card, I'm just gonna assume he fucked the T-Rex. No. We'll get to that down the road. Okay, so at this point, you know the drill. Jack and Denim split off, Kong takes Anne to his lair, fights a snake, and pursues Anne back to the wall. Drink some beer, laddie! You know, these scene missing cue cards are a little too much. I actually want to see what the hell Kong's doing. Oh. He actually drank it.
No, not for me. I'm off it. Can't afford to get smashed.
So after I assumed getting plastered, Denim takes Kong to New York where...
Mr. Denim, you're live in 20 seconds.
It's showtime! You know, many people have said my remake is just a ripoff of the other King Kong films. But who the fuck rips off the ripoff?
Oh, come on, guys!
The next thing you know, they're gonna be stealing shots, sets, and lines from my remake.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from New York City, Mr. Carl Denham.
You son of a bitch!
So, of course, they reveal Kong, things don't go according to plan, and the ape escapes.
They might kill him. We have to save him.
There's no way we can save him, alright? We just can't.
There must be a way.
And where are you going?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think your actress just quit there. Oh, fuck this movie! I'm gonna get a summer job at this Walmart. Oh, god damn it!
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see I was wrong, and I just can't live without you.
So Kong climbs the Empire State Building, only to be attacked by B-17 bombers that shoot him down.
Looks like the plane's got him.
Nah, man, I think the fall that broke the puppet's head is what got him.
It was beauty that killed the beast.
Or that too. So, as much as I rip it apart for what this film is ripping off, all I gotta say is for a work-print adaptation of the iconic story, like a lot of the fan films on here, it's still pretty good. While most of the film takes elements from my version, one of the biggest pluses I have to go to is the cast. Because my god, are they acting their hearts and souls out. It's pretty obvious that the filmmakers casted some solid individuals out of acting schools, and it really shows. Most notably Carl Denham, who by all accounts is the real star of this movie. Major credit has to go to Lewis Arnold for his fantastic performance in the role. It's almost as if he's channeling Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. It's fucking amazing.
Well, whatever it is, it's neither beast nor man.
You stare at him, and he just stares right back.
He's taken out! Ian, freeze!
Maybe if we're really quiet, you won't see us.
Keep absolutely still. This vision is based on movement.
Hell, come to think of it, Sam Neill would have been a fantastic Carl Denham back in the 90s.
How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
And you know what? While we're at it, check out Lewis and the production's YouTube channel. They could really use the support. And while the rest of the cast do have their moments to shine throughout, it was kind of nice to see some of the dialogue being given improvisations rather than just repeating the same lines as the original films.
Well, I can't get across now. I don't want you to. You gotta land back and get some more bombs.
I can't believe I lost my camera back in the swamp. You just go back to the wall and keep the gate open.
Again, while this is not the final product, major props also got to be given to the locations and special effects involved. The Skull Island jungles, with its repetitive foggy environments, look great on screen and make me imagine these locations being used in a cancelled remake that Hammer was planning in the 60s. The woods are just filled with a gothic tone that I really like in this version. As for the special effects, while not entirely finished, still look really impressive. The dinosaurs, most notably the Stegosaurus and Brontosaurus, I'll even say look better than my version. As for Kong, it's also a nice sculpted puppet. It really gives out a mix of both the original and Toho feel, but also without intention the look of the mutant apes from Congo.
No!
All of the animation animation is pretty solid, and I think if the filmmakers took the time to finish it up, this film would be quite impressive. Which I should mention to those who might take a look at it, bear in mind it's a work print, so don't expect a full product. But there is a lot of heart and effort put into it, even if it's not finished yet. Overall, Lewix's King Kong is a nice tribute to both the classic films and one certain fan film that we all know and love. The acting is great, the effects are a nice pass, and I hope at some point the production team do get a chance to finish it up. With that said, I'll give it a good 8 out of 10. Give it a watch and support these guys. They could use the love. And guys, that's all I got at this point. I know there's more fan films out there, but I wanted to really only focus on the ones that interested me and in some respects have a following. But that's not to say there are other Kong fan films out there that are worth mentioning. For example, Huey Tumor of Huey's Animated Movie Reviews is currently working on an adaptation that so far is looking really exciting, and I can't wait to see the final product. Another one, Steel in Love, by special effects master Tom Wildroff Jr., is not only a wonderful tribute to the original film, but uses the original Kong armature to tell a short story that is surprisingly really emotional and sad. Worth checking out. That film has some solid Toy Story 3 levels of crying in it. But that's overall the point of reviewing these fan films. It's not about the quality or the acting or the effects. It's to show that the original 1933 classic is one of the most inspirational films in history and how much it affected the film industry. To this day, so many of Hollywood's greatest talents and filmmakers, and even the new generation, talk about how much this film inspired them to become filmmakers, myself included. And as long as the original classic, along with its other incarnations, are still around, many future filmmakers might be inspired to give a take on this beloved tale. So now that the fan films are finally done and over with, what's next on the agenda for the King Kong reviews? Well, let me look and see what's new in the giant gorilla genre. Well, Rampage just came out on Blu-ray, there's a few books I could take a look at, and there's King Kong pornos. Well, there's not really much to work with here, but... Of course, the King Kong musical is premiering on Broadway! That's a perfect way to end this season of the Kong Reviews. Well, if you'll excuse me, folks, I'm gonna pack up my bags, take a trip to New York City, and experience the real 8th wonder of the world with the King Kong musical...
Hey, not so fast!
Louis Davis, the director of Lewix production of King Kong? What the hell are you doing here?
I'm here to remind you of who you are.
What do you mean?
There is one last King Kong fan film to review.
What the hell are you talking about? I finished all the fan films.
You cannot escape your destiny.
No. No. You can't possibly mean... that...
You must finish what you have started, my friend.
No. I buried it in the past. I finished it 2 years ago. Oh! Fuck!
As creators, we must look into ourselves, find our successes and faults.
That's the problem, Lewis. How can I review something I created?